I give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahawah, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakakwadash. Double honor to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, and Shalawam to elect out there doing this work of faith and labor of love and true sincerity. All right, and I wanted to get into a brief lesson pertaining to the Ashanti tribe. All right, and I just wanted to bring out this quick edification because I have a series on my channel, Hebrew tribes in Africa, and one of the main tribes that I focus on is the Ashanti tribe. Which are predominantly Benjamites, but also they have Levi and Judah spread in the midst of them as well. And as you can see on the screen, I had this clip here from this rapper by the name of Vic Mensa. And, he's actually going to admit where his forefathers are from. All right. So I'm going to just play this clip real quick and just speak on this, commentate on this real briefly. It's real short.
Man.
Yo, man.
The motherfucking guy is here.
Yo, tell us first of all, I don't think I've ever seen you in this jewelry, man.
Oh yeah, this
looking like real rapper like.
Now it's the Coming to America collection. It's a little different. This the Village Boy chain is what I call it, man. It's I took a lot of pieces of like metal work from where my father's from, Ghana. So these are.
I was say that looks like a one of one.
This is Ashanti shit. Yes, I had all these I had all these brass beads cast in gold and mixed them in with like the colorful glass joints and did the fucking fertility head and shit,
Phil was gonna 6 months.
So as you can see from there, what he said, that what he has on his neck, it represents where his father's from, is in Ghana. And I tried to look up images of his father or see what information I could get upon his father, but it really doesn't give you too much. Just tells you that he's from Ghana, and that he's Ashanti. So this rapper's mother is actually an Edomite woman, but his father's a Jake, and since they don't have any picture of his father, as I said, the Ashanti tribe is predominantly Benjamites with Levi and Judah sprinkled in. So, I mean, he typically looks like a Judite, but being as though the Ashanti tribe are predominantly Benjamites, I'm going to just go ahead and, just presume that his father is of the tribe of Benjamin, because of the facts and, the history and the evidences that I've found during researching this particular tribe in West Africa. All right. And, this just further proves the point that, us as Israelites, through the scattering of 70 AD, due to the Roman persecution, when we fled into Africa, particularly the north and the west parts of Africa, shows you that, we're all over this place, man, and that we are truly throughout the four corners of the earth. Now, just imagine all the other scatterings that were done unto the Israelites, in previous times before then, man, So, and the thing about the Ashanti people, I just bring up, just this article real quick here from angelfire.com, Hebrewisms of Africa. And they get a lot of this from the book itself, Hebrewisms of West Africa, just to show, some points. If any brothers are not too familiar with the Ashanti tribe or any lessons that I did on it, just to show you some of the customs in which the Ashanti tribe actually lived by, that further proves that they are indeed Israelites, man, So it says, it's a historical fact that the mass majority of captive slaves to the Americas came from West Africa. Although some were brought from East Africa, they were the minority. The West African tribal nations that our forefathers were taken from had many ancient Hebrew customs and their culture. The Kafir, Bo, Gregbo, Marabuk, Mavuba, Accra, Fanti, Akin, Yoruba, Congo, and Ashanti, just to name a few of the many sub-Saharan nations that engage in ancient Israelite rituals. Now, one thing you gotta remember is matter of fact, let me go to it real quick. Is that with our customs, they always separated us from the other nations. All right. So this is an example right here. It's the book of Esther 3:8. It says, "And Haman said unto King Ahasuerus, There is a certain people scattered abroad and dispersed among the people in all the provinces of thy kingdom, and their laws are diverse from all the people. Neither keep they the king's laws, therefore it is not for the king's profit to suffer them." So our laws were diverse from all people, man. So this is what distinguishes us, and this is how we knew who we were over there in the west coast of Africa pertaining unto this day. When we look at the customs that a lot of those tribes held or they kept, all right. It says such rituals include circumcision, the division of their tribes into 12, blood sprinkling upon the altars and the doorposts, okay, according to what the Passover, and things like that. Marrying of their brother's wife after death, okay. Especially if the brother didn't have any children, it was your job if your brother died for you to marry his wife, and the first child that you had with her would be unto your brother's line, okay. I believe Apostle Gabar did a lesson pertaining to that, if I'm not mistaken. It says separation and purification after childbirth. When you go into the book of Luke, the 2nd chapter, it tells you about, matter of fact, in Leviticus too. Well, mainly in Leviticus, it gets into the purification of how long it would take for a boy. I believe it's 66 days, and it's 80 days if it's a girl. The rites of purification after childbirth, uncleanliness during childbirth, uncleanness during menstruation, and new moon celebrations. Okay, new moon celebrations. So this is just some of the evidences. I'm not going to get into all of this because it's a lot, and I like I said, I went through a lot of this already. But these are some of the evidences, and brothers can look up this article, and stuff like that. So it's a lot of evidence, that proves that. And also, Elder Ayathan, he just did a lesson pertaining to a slave that actually wrote in Hebrew, during the 1800s, okay? And obviously, during the 1800s, our people had been over here since, the 1600s. So, that had to come from what? Us being over there in the west coast of Africa, because that's where we were taken from, okay? So that furthermore proves it as well, all right? So real quick, I want to go to the book of 2 Samuel 7:23. "And what one nation in the earth is like thy people, even like Israel, whom Yahawah went to redeem for a people to himself, and to make him a name, and to do for you great things and terrible for thy land before thy people, which thou redeemest to thee from Egypt, from the nations and their gods." So what one nation on earth is like us, man? That has the rights, the rituals, the laws, the customs, the statutes that we have. No other nation, period, man. And also me getting into this topic, I just want to set the tone. This is real light, but I want to set the tone for me getting back into, the Hebrew tribes in Africa, because I found a lot more information, especially some very good information pertaining to the tribe of Levi. So I just want to set the tone with this lesson as far as me getting back into this, all right, with further evidences of us being over there in the west coast of Africa, and certain tribes and different rites, rituals, and customs and things like that, which further prove through the Spirit that we, are Israelites, okay? So this is Romans 8:16. "The Spirit itself bear witness with our spirit that we are the children of the Most High." The Spirit of the Lord is with us. That's why we have these customs. That's why we do the things we do. And a lot of things that Jake do without truly knowing are Israelite customs, Why do we like our meat well done when it's cooked? You know, because what? In the scriptures, we not supposed to eat things with blood in it. That's what Esau does, man. You know, the scripture talks about as the mother, so as the daughter. What do Jake say? She get it from my mama. You know what I'm saying? These different slang terms of the scriptures is comes from the Lord, and we use them unto this day. You know, so you know, with that, like I said, I just wanted to set the tone with this lesson for me getting back into these tribes over there in West Africa. You know, so I hope this short segment was edifying. And I'd like to give all praises, honor, and glory to YAHAWAH, Ba'ashim YAHAWASHI, Ba'ashim Rakakwadash, double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, and Shalawam to the elect out there doing this work of faith and labor of love and true sincerity. Shalawam.